When you consider where Tyson Fury was, let's say 18 months ago-ish, probably slightly longer now, a couple of years ago, and considering where he is now with the
Is that
weight
when he
loss,
was really out of shape?
yeah, but essentially when he was away from the sport compared to where he is now, and to put on the performances that he's done in the last kind of 18 months against Deontay Wilder, what does that say about him as an athlete, really? I mean, we all know about him as a boxer in itself, as a thoroughbred, but as an athlete, and to put your body through that type of trauma, what does that say about him?
He's not the best athlete, and he'll probably be the first person to admit that. He just isn't. But he's mentally made of absolute nails. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it sort of proves and shows to us as fans, because it's not. That's what he has great attributes. He's got an amazing long reach. He's got the height, but he's got skinny legs. He doesn't. You can see jump on that table. He wouldn't be able to do it. AJ would be able to do it. He's a natural athlete, but he's got the brain. He's got the understanding about where he has to go to, and probably where he's been in his life, and the ups and downs that has helped build this guy into. In his mind, he's completely undefeatable. There's nothing he can't overcome. So that in itself that's where it becomes, like, from a physical standpoint, he's able to overcome it with his mental strength, and that you can't really teach. You can't teach that as a coach. They can teach themselves that, and that comes a lot of the time from life experiences.
Have you ever had that as a coach? Somebody who just does things that you can't really work out, or that you've not implemented, that you haven't been able to replicate with other fighters?
Yeah, big time. Yeah. But all boxers, I'll tell you one thing: all boxers are brave people. And they're all very tough in their own rights. And that's why we love the sport, because to be able to get up there and box in front of thousands of people, and sometimes for not very good money, but just for the rewards, just for, like, the acclaim. They're a different breed. They really are. And, like, we as fans need to appreciate, or as coaches and stuff, we can sit there and just nurture them.
Staying with the heavyweights, final question on Mr. Wilder, who kind of went into the wilderness a little bit after the rematch. He's since popped up and done a couple of interviews or podcast interviews. Still quite an interesting viewpoint on his defeat. I think words to the effect of he still doesn't yet recognise Tyson Fury as WBC champion. Just your thoughts on that, really. I mean, the word that's been thrown around is sort of delusion, or...
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people are delusional. A lot of people don't. That's his own mindset, to be able to say, all right, well, I'm not going to accept that, because that wasn't me in there. Until he beats me at my best, he's not a champion. Like, that's probably what he's thinking to himself. But, someone's living in his head 24/7. That's Tyson Fury. I mean, every time he turns those lights off, he's thinking about that guy, hitting him around the side of the head and beating him up. And, and that shit haunts you. Do you know what I mean? It really does. So, he needs to overcome a hell of a lot, and he has to be honest with himself and realise that one thing's for sure, that Braylon did the right thing to pull him out, because he could have been in there for another 2 rounds or 3 rounds, but the beating that he would have enjoyed, he'd never have been coming back from it. So he did him a favour, and he didn't have a punch in him to turn it round. So. I think he needs to. If he wasn't in this predicament, he needs to rebuild himself. Go and then box somebody, because really stars make fights, and someone like Tyson Fury, who's so game and so imposing and big and just awkward, like, Wilder needs you to stay still to line you up, and someone like AJ would be a lot more suited to him. or even someone like Andy Ruiz to stand in front of him and just punch right through him, you know, and that would be a huge statement. But that's a huge statement that people would still tune in to see. But he's thinking, I need to have a grasp on the heavyweight division. I need that title because then that gives me pulling power. But I really believe that someone like AJ's fair. He understands the marketability of himself versus Wilder. The belts are, if he's got 4 of the belts, or if he's got 3 of the belts going to Wilder, Wilder's still a big asset, and it will still do X amount of sales, and he will still generate a hell of a lot of money. I don't think belts are that necessary in these mega fights. So if I was looking after Wilder, I would say, do you know what? Fuck it. Like, build yourself up, and then come back in boxing. Like, because going in there, 3 fights on, like, well, not 3 fights on the spin because he had Ortiz in between, but back to back, it's a tough challenge. He needs to go and build his confidence back up against people that Dylan White, Andy Ruiz, people that are in like dangerous enough fights, but they're more suited to it.
Okay, well, I think we're probably about there. If there's any final thoughts that you'd like to give us, then please do. I
don't really have any.
Well, I think we've probably talked about everything.
Yeah. They'll probably be sick. How long have we done? Because I guarantee people won't get to the end of this one.
I've no idea, but I'm probably going to end up splitting it up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, times are hard. So.
You need the content.
I do.
You're not going to get another interview with me for another 6 or 7 weeks.
This is exactly why I'm going to split it up, yeah. So, there we go. But, okay, all right, Shane. Well, always a pleasure catching up with you.
You too, mate.
Thank you for answering my many, many messages and guilt trips to get you on here.
You even got CBS on me. You thought, should I get CBS or Pritchard to guilt trip him?
So I needed to speak to you about something, and you weren't answering my messages. So I said to Chris, can you try and get hold of Shane? He's not getting back to my messages. And he messaged you to say that I was desperate to get hold of you, which is always a good starting point for any conversation. Somebody is desperate.
It is. And you got hold of me, so fair play.
Well, yeah, I just need to go through Chris now every time. At least he's doing something, even if it is your PA.
Yeah, well, he's doing a lot. He's posting in all his pull-ups, and his brother set up a scaffolding, basically set up a bag and all his pull-ups and dips and squat stations all done through scaffolding. So he's training twice a day.
I'm actually.
They all are, to be honest. They're all training twice a day.
That's good. That's good. And you've been cycling and you've been staying in shape?
Yeah, I'm not really. I don't enjoy endurance stuff, but I feel like it's a good challenge, I might do a marathon this year, because years ago I did a half marathon in 1 hour and 21 minutes when I was just finishing boxing, and I was like, really, I was just a whippet. I could run for days, but I need to get back to that because I like to just endure pain. It's weird, isn't it? But it's the truth. It's like, if I've got a good pain threshold, so I like to endure that pain, but it makes you feel normal.
Well, I'll leave you to that, mate.
He says that while sitting on his couch. When was the last time you went out and did an 8 mile? I'm going to do an 8 mile run in about 30 minutes.
What? When was the last time I did an 8 mile run?
Yeah.
I mean, do you mean like in one go, like in one run?
Yeah. Have you ever done it?
I think probably
do it today.
The last time I did it, mate, I would never make 8 miles. It just wouldn't happen.
You genuinely would. You are easily able to do an 8 mile run, so go out and do it.
I don't think I am. I think, like, cumulatively, I could probably do 8 miles in, like, the next 8 weeks.
I think you could do it, and I think you should.
I am going to try and get somewhat in shape. Bad at the minute. I'm 16-12 at the minute. Weighty.
Yeah. I mean, you're the weight that Wilder should be coming in the ring at, all 6'7" of himself.
Yeah, and I'm not 6'7", so I don't really have an excuse. Okay, well, Shane McGUIGAN, always a pleasure catching up with you. Nice to see you looking somewhat well rested and well. look forward to hopefully catching up with you soon, but I'm not going to rely or bank on it.
No.
Enjoy your time off, mate, and I will catch up with you soon.
You too, mate. Thanks for the interview.
All right, Shane. Cheers, mate.
Bye. You too, mate.
Bye-bye.